I'm working on my iPad today. We're going to have a talk with, I'll have all these links eventually. I'll put PunkHiro's link to his channels. He probably wants to tell us how he does things nowadays that don't involve YouTube. And, oh boy. Let's try that again. There we go. It takes getting used to everything, right? And
Sure.
we got Scott Sackett. He's going to be drawing on his Heaven's Rejects strip,
Yes.
or inking. I don't know if you're drawing or inking. Well, they're the same thing, isn't it?
Well, I'm penciling. I've had a few delays, some issues. Nothing big.
I'm getting kind of used to Art Studio Pro, which is a great little program. Watch me manipulate. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? Just amazing. Tilted, just with a couple of fingers. You're probably pretty used to all this stuff, huh, Scott? Or do you ever paint with your iPad?
Yeah. Well, I had or I still have it, but I have a tablet that I don't use. It's an Asus,
Yeah.
and I painted on it some.
Well, yeah. And
I drew a
you've never given your iPad a test run. Well, of course, you'd have to spend $125 to get the pencil to really
Well, I
give
don't
it
know.
a.
Well, mine's a mini. Mine's a mini, and I don't know if the pencil would work on an iPad Mini. What kind
Oh,
of
I
iPad?
don't know. And plus, your vintage. Uh, I don't know, but it does have everything I'd want. It's like having that Cintiq. I thought I just had to have.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I got this instead because I got so much more now sitting around out of going with this than that Cintiq because
Oh yeah.
I don't have the freelance to justify that. So having something that lets me run software and stuff like that, runs my burglary,
Yeah.
my anti break-in Cox cable thing.
Your
Things,
security software.
yeah, my security system. I couldn't think of the word security system. Thank you.
So this is weird. I cannot share my Huron tablet.
Well, of course, you're probably trying to get used to the idea of the options you used to have, where you could, click that link that said, yeah, down there toward the bottom, all the way to the bottom, scroll down, it should say share screen. Is that, do you see that? Maybe that's possible. But you know what? You were talking about two separate things. If you've got one engine driving you to connect,
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
you aren't really, it's not really smart enough to jump over and say, well, now it's got to all come from the same box, I guess, you know. So your connection, right?
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know.
It sounds logical anyway.
Yeah. So, Scott, I was watching something I was really kind of digging last night. It's called Love, Death, and Robots. Now, this stuff is extremely gory, but it's on Netflix, and it's basically in-game videos for video games nowadays with the sophistication of their graphics and stuff. That's what it most reminds me of. You know, when everybody says all these modern CGI movies say it looks like a video game, they're talking about the movie Love, Death, and Rockets. But I like in-game videos. You know, I could watch them, and all of them are probably not much longer than 10 minutes apiece. And I just watched one about a group of Russians around World War II, and they've been given the important assignment of shutting down what amounts to ghouls that are just raising havoc. And then, of course, they're built like aliens. And it was really a well done little action thing.
Oh yeah.
They're very imaginative science fiction. The other thing I've watched recently that, you know, uh, is Thor, Thor: The Dark World.
Oh
I
yeah.
just
What
now,
do you think?
I liked it. I don't know. It may just be I'm just not what do you call it, finicky enough or whatever. Hmm.
I thought it was decent. I mean,
Yeah,
it wasn't like some of the other movies, but it was kind of a neat little fantasy movie.
yeah, I thought so.
The sad thing is, the annoying part was the human people there,
Yeah,
and really Jane Foster and her friend, and I guess they're going to be in the next one. But
yeah, yeah. Our little friend is kind of annoying, but she, I liked her relationship. It had this line, and I just loved it. of She had to tell the cops, "Well, he's my intern. Well, actually, he's the intern of my intern." And I thought, I thought that's funny because I mean, what could be more lowly than an intern of an intern?
so, what kind of iPad did you buy, Ellis?
Well, it's whatever came with. Oh, I assume I can probably go and give you the
Is it
version
a
here
Pro?
somehow.
It's a Pro, right?
No, it's not. It's what they offered at Sprint, and I went for it. And I don't know
Oh,
what a Pro is like, but I like this so much that once I've worn this one out, I will be buying like a Pro eventually. I have no
well,
idea. That's the deal. This isn't like a what I'm used to, and so I am on a learning curve. So I don't see the about part of
yeah.
how to ask what I'm looking at. How to ask what. Oh, here we go. Maybe would my system check.
Well, I'm gonna have to try out your pencil on my Mini and see if it
Oh
works.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. The next time we're going to have a what was that thing we used to do a long time ago? Oh yeah, classic cinema podcast. Seems like it's been about at least a month since we did one of those.
Yeah, the Thin Man got posted today.
Oh, it did.
Yeah,
Man,
I saw that. So that was the last one we did. Well, in a week from Tuesday, I'm gonna be in New York. So
oh okay,
I don't know when we want to get together again.
sure. Well, I mean, New York. Are you going for a con or what?
Yeah, New York Comic Con is.
It's
Even though
happening.
I'm pretty blasé about it, because this is the first con in forever I won't be taking Art to. Oh, in fact, that reminds me, I haven't got my tickets yet. I need to contact them, figure out where they're at.
Yeah,
Paid for them.
make sure you don't get crowded out of it.
Well, at least I think I paid for them.
Yeah,
I got a
oh,
receipt.
I don't.
Anyway,
I
but
don't
yeah,
see Punk. I don't see PunkHiro. Let me see if I can add him. I probably yeah. No, no. There we go. All right, there we go. He's got
is he back?
He's got Trash from what was that the name of that movie? The Return of the Living Dead. Hmm.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I'm not a big horror movie guy, Ellis.
Oh, there he is. She's trying probably to share his work screen. I
Uh,
like I say, my concept is this is you can only deal with one box at a time, and the box I'm dealing with right now is the one that's got us all linked up.
oh yeah.
So PunkHiro is probably talking to us or whatever, and I think I'll put this in black and white, whether or not it
On there, he can. I don't see anybody in the chat though.
No. Oh, I haven't shared it. For that matter. Oh well.
The chat.
Well, you
Can
can
see the link?
notify people you're up to something, and
Oh.
and I haven't opened up another, the actual YouTube itself to monitor it that way. Have you got two things open?
I've got YouTube open.
Okay, so you
I
can
can
see what's
monitor.
up. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's not on the feed. He was second. You could see like a webcam of his room or something. Hey, Ellis.
Yeah. I've got two
What are you doing
PunkHiro.
Friday?
I
Let me
don't.
tell you what I'm doing.
Okay, go ahead.
I know your schedule's pretty packed.
My deal is anymore. When I get out of the house, I'm almost like in a hurry to get back just the moment I leave because of this break-in thing. Even though I've taken some steps, I'm still a little gun shy about it.
But the steps are kind of reactive versus proactive, right?
Yes, they would all be reactive. I don't know what you're saying about proactive. What else?
Like something to run.
Something that would maybe get
like an alarm.
Yeah, an alarm probably would be better. I could maybe check with Cox and see if they've got a couple of other extra things to add to the system, and have a look at it that way. Yeah, that maybe be more proactive.
The reason why I asked is because I am I have to take off Friday because I got to go get my annual physical, and I thought after that I'd go downtown if it wasn't raining too bad. It's supposed to be raining a little bit, which may make it okay. But anyway, I didn't know if you would be interested in joining me.
Well, downtown, of course, is always kind of fun, but
if you don't want to leave the house,
yeah,
and I'm not.
I am still slipping out for the run, the walk. I say run. That's the old Ellis that used to run.
Oh yeah.
What did I do? Change colors? Looks like I changed colors. Interesting. Oh, flow. I moved the flow way down accidentally. This thing, it says that I have the ability to shift to pencil only mode, but then it pays attention to my hand dragging on it. That's the deal. Everything is a matter of getting used to it. I can tell I love this, but it's not Photoshop, which is what I know. And even there,
What's the program you're using?
I'm using Art Studio Pro based on the recommendation of this guy. I watch all his tutorials, or quite a few of them anyway, named Bora Dante. And he's given a lot of good tips on digital painting that I really enjoyed. And he was making his living with Photoshop at one time, and was a big, obviously power user of Photoshop. But he said, nope, I'm sticking with this thing. And I've tried it, and I can see what he's talking about. We're talking like under $20, I think. I bought this program, and it's like, wow, this is deep. I mean, it can do this stuff.
Yeah, I don't like the model that Adobe's on now. With this
and that's the deal. Click Studio Paint has copied the exact same model. Let's see what's up with PunkHiro. Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm probably ignoring you. Were you trying to get on?
Yeah, I think I'm in.
Okay, excellent. So you're. I noticed you had like trash from the Return of the Living Dead, right?
Yeah. So I'm working on a commission actually, and she's going to give me some movie memorabilia.
Cool. Oh, you actually know. That's right. You know Quigley.
Quigley Down Under is what I like to call her.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm trying to figure out how to put the camera on my work. That way you guys can see what I'm doing.
Uh-huh. You're trying to share your screen with us. Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna like put my camera on the Huion.
There you go.
Oh,
That'll work.
I'm gonna go old
like
school.
what I'm doing. Yeah. Which is, it seems kind of dumb. I'm just not sophisticated enough yet to know how to both run everything from and I'm sure it can. It probably could do it easier than the Mac Mini can, especially considering how old that Mac Mini is. As a matter of fact, touching it, it's like that Mac Mini got so hot last week. I said, I'm killing my Mac Mini when I got from here to drawn and quartered. I said, not run so much. Oh, here I'm twice the size of everybody else. Let's see what we can do here.
Do this.
There we go. We're all equal now.
Not as quite. Mine's gonna be wonky, okay?
Oh yeah, no problem. Wonky is this program's middle name.
And
Yeah, I think Wonky target audience.
It's
So,
not
guys-
his surname.
Is it okay if I broadcast this on DLive?
Sure. You're going to do some simultaneous action.
Yeah, we got 10 people watching us in here.
Cool. Yeah. Sounds
Share anywhere you want is my philosophy.
well, yeah. What was
So,
that?
Ellis,
Yeah.
can you give everybody a background, like Vector Man, Jurassic Park, all the stuff that you've worked on? Or you don't feel like it? It's your show, so.
Well, it's me and Scott's show when we're on together. It's just like we're just yakking and basically we started this thing because I was bugged because I was dealing with something I didn't understand. I wanted to understand it. I was also coming off of Doug telling me I had to do it because he was flush with his success at learning it himself, and so I jumped in and tried to get going on it and had the usual kind of like initial enthusiasm for it, but it's waning. I think it's waning for everybody. All these guys that were involved in Comics to 8 and had almost like ad campaigns going and all that. Now they're all flying in different directions. It's kind of weird. And that's. I recognize that.
That's appropriate music.
I'll turn that down. That's my we got a new subscriber.
Cool. Oh, does that mean? That is cool.
That's the alert for new subscriber.
Oh, that's cool. That's appropriate.
That's me being happy.
And of course, I'm also.
So, El, are you going to be on Drawn and Quarter tonight?
I don't know. What they've got planned. It's Edwin Boyette usually notifies people of what's up on that, and I haven't got any notice from him. And usually, in terms of like being notified of what's up on that, they want people to know, get their mind right on what they are drawing.
Oh, so you get a warning in
Yeah,
advance.
we should have already had like hours worth of notice that we're all drawing, Johnny Quest or whatever.
What if Scott and
Johnny
I
Quest.
beg you?
What's that?
What if Scott and I begged you?
To do what? Drawn and quartered?
Yeah.
I always enjoy it, kinda, but like when I begged off the one night I didn't do it, when there was a kind of a crowd lined up, it was because it was, if anybody else wants to be doing it, do it, because I consider it work, so
Well, didn't you make $300?
Oh, I did make $100 anyway this last auction.
Oh,
well,
really?
Yeah.
The Transformer was 300, right?
I don't think I ever made that much. Okay, I'm just doodling here now. Yeah,
I don't know why you.
What's that?
I don't know why you would ever not do it.
Ever not do it?
You're making that kind of. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
It's a
yeah.
nice
It's more
little
money
payday.
than I can make. Yeah, when I think about it, it was more money than about 3 weeks worth of. If I ever made $300, that's like a month's worth of working at that Avis job.
There you go. Yeah. I'm sorry. Did you say a month's worth?
Oh yeah, yeah. That Avis job was. Oh man, I think it was $8 an hour or something like that. Ridiculous.
Yeah, you should be on tonight.
Try that.
I don't know what the downside is, but
What? The downside of what?
of being on drawn and quarter.
There is no downside unless you think the exposure is bad for you. You know, it could be like the movie, what was it called? Manhunter, where they might have been responsible for my break-in, for all you know. In other words, someone that monitors these sort of things saying, okay, I'll check this guy out.
Dude, I haven't talked to you since that happened.
Yeah, it was, it really bugs you. You walk in and everything's thrown open and thrown around. But like I say, my main suspicion is I've got a nephew, a niece, or something like that, or what do you call the kids of nieces? I don't know.
It'd be that wouldn't be your second niece. I don't know what that'd be.
I don't know. What is it? I mean,
Once removed, maybe?
yeah, once removed. Cousin removed once.
I had something removed once.
Yeah. It's yeah, it really bugs you because, and then, you know what? The reason I think it was somebody I know is that as destructive and bad as it felt, seeing all that stuff scattered, it wasn't done as destructively as it could have been, which makes me think they weren't all in for giving me as hard a time as obviously breaking into a house amounts to. And there is some back history of this house being a target of break-ins by people that you know, same group I would suspect in this case.
So it could be a repeat offender. So
Yes.
Hey Scott,
Well.
that's looking really good, man.
Oh, thanks.
Your light table and your roughs, your layouts up, huh?
Yep.
How did those submissions go, Scott?
I'm sorry, what?
How did those submissions go?
Oh, you know what? I've never finished them. I was working on them, and I got. Hang on, let me grab it. I got to this point. I don't know if you can see this. And at this point, like, the vulture runs into this building and he breaks through the wall. And I was trying to find reference on what an apartment building wall looked like on the inside, so that I could show it. Because in this panel, it's open. I don't know if you can see it, but it'll be open where he broke through. And I kind of got stuck on that because I was trying to figure out, and I thought, well, maybe I'll have him go through a window, or maybe I'll do something else. But I never got any farther than that before I got the script for issue 3, and I decided I needed to be working on this. But I got 2 pages done. They look pretty good, I think.
It looks great. It really does.
I'm going to put them off to the side.
What kind of line variations are you using? Like, do you typically go like from a 3 to a 5 and a 7, or are you using the same line weight?
Well, a lot of times I'll use them like this, like a lead holder, and just if I want it thicker, I'll just go over it a couple times. But I do use I will use a 5. I don't use a 3. I've been using this thing a lot. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it's on the camera. I can't see my.
Yeah,
but it's a 0.7, and it's a shake, so you can shake it and get more lead out. And I'll do like on that. I'm doing a rough. See, like here tonight, I got 2 lead holders, and this lead holder has H, and this has HB. So I'm kind of doing my underdrawing with the H, and then going back over with the HB.
Sounds like a good rule to go light and go dark.
Yeah,
so how are you enjoying the tablet?
Oh, I'm digging my tablet.
You're using clips. I think you're using Clip, like I am, right?
No, I'm using right now. I'm using Art Studio Pro because of this. I don't know if you've ever seen him. This guy named Bora Dante, who does a lot of painting tutorials. He switched from Photoshop to Art Studio Pro and made a big deal out of it, saying this is all I need.
Ellis, we have a question for you.
Okay.
Is Ellis working with an iPad Pro?
I am working with just an iPad, and if you can tell me what button to push to know which version of an iPad I'm working with, I'll tell you what I've got.
Okay. If somebody in the room can tell Ellis what button to push, we will find out.
Well, I think if you try and do it now, you may disconnect us.
No. I mean, I'm on a different box connecting us. I'm doing exactly what PunkHiro is doing here of pointing his camera at himself or his work surface. It'd be nice to be sharing the iPad.
I'm looking to see.
You should know this, Scott, right? I mean, what do you look at to know about your iPad? I'm at 93%, so it's juiced up.
I'm looking on mine, and I don't see where it says what I have.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, whoever checks their... I check it all the time on my... oh, look at that. Those look like my hands. Let me see if I can...
Oh, here's what you do,
And I have a
Ellis.
special guest, Pikmin Yonya, over there. Are you in Texas?
I'm sorry,
Sorry about that. I'm just trying to get our program up and tapped into Doug.
Oh, God, how is Doug doing?
Okay, so here's what you do.
Okay, tell me. I'll do it.
Go to hit the home button.
Hit the home button.
Okay, and there's a icon that looks like a gear and it says settings.
Got it.
Okay, you click on it, and under settings, it should have a blue line, and it has your picture, and it should say Ellis-Punk.
Right.
Or if you click on that.
Okay, it says iPad. Oh wow, I'm linked to the Mac Mini without even trying to be. That's weird.
Well, hey, mine has.
Oh, I don't want to do that in front of everybody.
What that's telling you is the stuff linked to this Apple account, because mine has my phone and my old iPad, but on the list it should say this. Mine says this iPad Mini 4.
Yeah, mine just says this iPad.
Like right there.
Yeah, I'm looking right at it, but it's asking me for more than that too. It just says iPad. Sorry.
Oh, well, okay. It's a regular iPad.
Yeah, it's an iPad. Yeah, well, I mean, does that tell you everything you wanted to know about it? Yeah, it's an iPad. It's not a Pro. I knew that.
This guy's name is Dat Falker. DATFAULKER.
Yeah, they got There's some guy named Hugh Jass
Yeah.
on
Hey
something
guys,
I'm on regularly.
I want to apologize for my alerts earlier. I turned them off. I didn't realize you guys could hear them too, like all the clown noises and the circus crap. I'm sorry about that. I turned it off.
Oh, that's all right.
And no big.
It's got to be annoying.
All of this stuff, I mean, drawn and quartered, you talk about uh, stuff being unprofessional and random. A lot of randomness goes on there. So
Man, you guys work so fast, though.
I'm,
Look at that. Both you guys are so fast.
well, I was.
I don't have a lot of time.
That's right. We're on our bucket list.
Or maybe I'm just so
Yeah.
slow.
No,
Well,
I'm
yeah,
just experimenting.
I tell you, one of the secrets is don't work on a blank page.
Don't work on
Do it
camera.
rough, do a thumbnail, do
There
it
you go.
rough, and move your pencil faster.
Yeah, Doug Tenapel has stated once before, a few times, that Ellis is the greatest penciler he's ever seen.
Well, I think that's old news.
But he hates your hand.
Doug has broadened his universe quite a bit
He hates your hand.
since he said that the first time. Doug knows.
I've
Doug
heard
knows
videos where
literally.
very highly of you.
Yeah, Doug knows some art kind of heavyweights. You talk about being proactive, though.
Oh my God. He's a maniac.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he's a guy with a work done.
Right now, he's just because he has to. It's just distracting to continue to chunk out Bigfoot Bill at this point. Walt with sitting on the Earthworm Jim, I would assume. Of course, think of all those guys that used to give up their slot on very popular titles just because they were sick of it. They were making money as comic book artists, and they said, I never want to look at, you fill in the blank again. They just get sick of being that thing. And the same thing happens on, good Lord, think of Charlie Sheen. Deciding he was quitting 3.5 Men or 2.5 Men.
I think he decided he was quitting life.
Yeah, I think he was, he decided he had enough money, which, sure, he had enough money. And why not quit?
Yeah, why work if you don't have to?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to clue everybody in as to like the kind of legends I'm sitting here drawing with.
Yeah, you got
Scott has drawn how many comic books have you drawn now? Like 26 or something like that? For like a decade now, you've been drawing comics?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Me? Oh, I've drawn it, but my problem is everything has gone kaput before it ever gets published.
Scott's done some very interesting work.
Yeah, I mean, but this is really going to be with the big thing.
Yeah.
I met with the publisher a few weeks ago, and I think they're excited about it, and I'm excited about it. So I just got to get the work done. I need to move my hand faster. But I'll tell you a story about Ellis, since you're talking about Ellis and Ellis's status. We were at the mall one time, and we went by a store, and Ellis was wearing a shirt from one of the game companies he had worked for, like a polo shirt. And the guy that worked at the game store was like, "Where'd you get that shirt?" And Ellis told the guy, "Well, I worked on that game." What was the game, Ellis? Was it You remember
I
that?
worked on, I think it was a shirt dating back to Mortal Kombat, so it would have been the company that bought us. Um, oh, gosh, I can't remember now.
Yeah,
I could
wasn't a
pull the
Mortal
shirt out of the.
shirt.
You
It
worked on
was.
Mortal
It,
Kombat?
Well, a version of it. It was we were working on something that I did a whole bunch of concept art that was going to involve a role playing game kind of fantasy.
the answer
And
is yes, he did
yeah,
it that way, but yes, he.
yeah, I did to an
So we got a
extent.
ton of people in here. Do you want to promote Black Cat? Is that what it's called?
It's called Free Cat
Free
and
Cat.
Free Cat and 30 Other Odd Tales. You can find that on Amazon. I'm sure nobody else has named their book that. So Free Cat and 30 Other Odd Tales, and you'll find it. Thanks for
They're
thanks for the idea.
And it is some of the most interesting stuff. If you like the Twilight Zone, if you like, I'd even say Rod Serling type stuff. A little stranger than Serling, but I loved it. I loved every story, except especially the bug story. The
Oh,
the
the
bug
one about
fight.
yeah, Doug laughed at that one. The one about the guy that did his own bug zappers.
Yeah, it all had to do with his spit, though. The way
Yeah,
he did it, it was like how he was. I don't know the phrase, but it was genius.
it was.
But basically, he got off on killing bugs, and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
got what he deserved in the end. He kind of
Well, yeah, if you.
well, if he, I wouldn't say that was deserved. I mean, it was just
Yeah, yeah. No, no, it was grim. It was trying to be funny about what do you call it? Black humor. It had a little black humor in it. All of them, I would say, have a little black humor to them. Yeah,
LSU racist.
yeah,
I believe it's called
Yeah.
it's African American humor. Let's get
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, no.
Who was I seeing about? Some guy was giving tips on how to write black humor, and the movie he had in front of him that he was dissecting for your tips on how to do it was The Lobster, which I started to watch at one point and gave up on, and I'll have to try it again sometime.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
sat
it
through it.
definitely seems odd. Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, it's about as Cronenberg as you can get without it being Cronenberg.
Huh. Well, there you go. What's your favorite Cronenberg movie?
Oh, it's got to be Videodrome.
Videodrome is your favorite. I dig that too as a first time experience. Yeah, James Woods, Deborah Harry, and just in general the tone he got out of that movie. Have you seen that, Scott? Videodrome?
I'm sorry. Did you ask me if I'd seen it in Videodrome?
Yeah, Videodrome. Yeah.
Sorry, the sound dropped out for just a second. I wasn't sure you was talking to me. I have not seen it.
Okay. Yeah, it's an
Sorry.
easy one to miss because I don't think it was a hit by any stretch of the imagination. I'm sure it wasn't as big as Scanners.
No, or The Fly. I think isn't The Fly is probably his biggest hit.
Yeah, probably The Fly is probably his biggest one. History of Violence, of course, was a lot of fun to watch.
He was actually an actor in one of my favorite horror films. Isn't it crazy? It's one of my favorite horror films, but I can't think of the name.
It's the one about the monsters,
Yeah, it's
and he plays the guy with the button eyes.
yeah, the psychiatrist. It's a Clive Barker novel.
Yeah, it's a Clive Barker book. It's called The Nightbreed.
Nightbreed.
Yeah.
Ah, see, you're my go-to guy. What about you, Scott? What's your favorite horror film?
Ellis is good at coming up with the obscure titles.
Oh, yeah. As long as you don't
and actors. He'll pick it.
Nothing more recently than 10.
Gets it.
Yeah. Yeah, they were. I can't believe everybody. I'm so non-musical. I can't believe everybody else's ear isn't at least as equal to mine. I forget who. I'm always hearing stuff when we're watching movies. I'm saying, well, that's so and so who's doing the narration. Then they'll check on the credits later, and I'm always right.
Yeah, Ellis has a good ear for voices, man.
Yeah.
When's your guys' next movie night, and what film will it be?
What is our next film?
Our next film? I don't know. It's my turn to pick, and I can't decide.
Oh, it's up to you then, huh?
It is up to me. Yeah, and I need to get back with Barry. They just released 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea on Blu-ray, and Barry has it, so I may watch that.
Does he ever have it?
Also, do I?
I say, does he ever have it?
Yeah, he bought a bunch of them.
Yeah.
He had a little
that Falker. That Falker would like to know, Ellis, is it called Pre-Cat or Free Cat?
FREE. Free Cat.
Now, I know. I've already bought it, but I'm just letting you let him know.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the inquiry. And,
you might get
if I buy one, I'll have another couple of bucks. That'd be great.
I suggest.
Yeah.
Please buy the book because it is a blast. It's about.
Well, I'll share it on screen here.
Yeah, it's a bunch of
around behind me and grab it. I sure can. How about that? This is the book we're talking about. Free Cat. And let me get this out of my way.
Check out this art here that he did art for every story.
I'm just turning this thing off. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the regular means of drawing. It'll be better. Boy, look at it. Oh, I shouldn't show that off. Look at that cover curl. That's bad.
That's well thumbed.
Yeah, it didn't get printed in China, I guess. There we go. There's what the cover looks like.
I love it.
Cat and 30 other odd tales. And the interior illustrations are.
Yeah, show some in the inside.
There's a pipeline.
Oh wow! Look at that shading. Look at that shading.
And yeah, in most cases these are. I'm not sure most of them are truly ink. I think most of them are.
Wow, Ellis. That fucker just bought your book just now.
Oh, excellent. Well, thanks him a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. You guys gotta understand. I don't rehearse speaking a lot. This actually is kind of dark printing. I don't know if I've got it out here for specific reasons or what. Oh, I like this one.
I love that perspective and the.
Yeah, it's kind of an quarry. And there's the one you like, Zap.
Yeah, that's my favorite story of the whole thing.
That reminded me of Kirby's attempts to do creatures.
Kirby's your go-to guy.
I love Kirby. He's a man.
You know, when I read the book, Ellis, this is going to sound crazy, but to me, it's like season 1 of a TV series.
Yeah.
And there's 31 episodes so far.
Yeah, the where I got the idea was a guy that commissioned me to do the illustration work for his attempts to keep up with a flash fiction piece a day on October, heading up to Halloween.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, after I got done illustrating each one of them using what I considered my strength, I said, you know what? I bet I could write 31 stories. And so you're looking at a guy that is a little bit of you could call me definitely a novice writer, but, I've really enjoyed it. I've written before, of course. Everybody writes a little something. You know, there was a time before the internet where people were lamenting the fact that it seemed like it was going away, the common person's ability to write, and that there wasn't enough exercise for everybody. They weren't piecing their thoughts together. I think that has to have gone away after all, with all the composing and all that typically goes on with Facebook and all that. Don't you feel like everybody's a little bit of a writer nowadays?
Oh yeah. And Ellis, if you call yourself a novice writer, I'm gonna blow my brains out because
No.
you can write circles around anybody. Even Doug says that you can write circles around anybody he knows. And
Wow, I haven't heard him say that.
getting a compliment out of Doug is like getting blood out of a turnip.
Well,
Or am I wrong about that? I've never gotten one.
Doug will actually go a little bit crazy when he's around somebody that's got what he considers an enormous talent. But right now, you know, he's playing at being, you know, the Johnny Carson that we all are with this kind of social media, and his experiments with it are, you know, he's just being himself. Though you got to admit, Doug is consistent on stuff. He's not trying to, but he does have fun with the idea of, if you've ever read the book Trust Me, I'm Lying, where the idea of clickbait is so well laid out. The guy talks about his miscellaneous successes of, you know, of basically driving news cycles. It's pretty amazing. Anybody wants to read something that maybe is good for you to read is read Trust Me, I'm Lying.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
To me, he always reminds me of Andy Kaufman because I never really know if Doug is what he's saying is true or not. I don't know if he really doesn't wash his hands.
He washes his hands. You know, you do something like that, you start running with a gag, and it's like all of a sudden, if you say you are a enthusiast for a certain kind of pizza or whatever, that becomes something you have to reference every day of your life after that, if you're kind of like famous enough.
Well, I mean, he almost pulled in $1 million. How much of that do you think he'll actually see? Because the book's going to be like the Holy Grail, so
Yeah.
that's going to eat up at least 50,000, right?
Oh yeah. I'm not sure.
He should.
Yeah, you should be able to clear that. Plus, Doug, you know, I mean, Doug always like gets people. See, here's the smartest thing anybody can learn from Doug or anybody else. It's like when you don't know how to do it, hire somebody that does know what to do, and that's what Doug does with stuff like, you know, he's got people that take care of money and give him advice and all that, and he's always looking for people like that. It'll be, what is the deal today? I'm drawing these little guys with hoods on. I don't know. Okay, I'm off that. We'll flip that. Yeah. I always hire somebody who knows what they're doing. You know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It blows my mind,
Especially
Scott,
with your-
about your work. That what blows my mind so much is you draw on the opposite side of that. So you draw backwards?
Yeah, you gotta, you know.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. The sound is a little dodgy, so if I'm not ignoring any questions.
No, it's fine.
No,
I can't believe somebody has the
what I
ability
did-
to draw something backwards like that. I mean, that blows my
I
mind.
don't draw it backwards. I
Oh.
draw it from. Okay, let me go over my process real quick.
Okay.
Because I have it most here. So this is the script. Oh, you can see that. This is the script. And what I've done, and I stole this from Ed Piskor. He was showing this in a video. But what I did is when I got the script, I printed it out backwards. Okay, so it's on the script's on the wrong page, right?
Yeah.
So, and I made a cover for it. I just made a little booklet, and I carry it around, and I'm going through, and I make notes on characters. I got questions for the writer, and I do my thumbnails on here, and I'll just go through and do thumbnails, and I work right on here, and I've got it all together, so I won't lose it, hopefully. And you can see it's pretty beat up, but I'll take this like this level of thumbnail, and I will then I have and I don't have one in here. I have I'll print out four the ratio of the comic page. I'll print out four of them on a sheet of like typing paper, 8.5 by 11, and I can fit four to a page. So it's about that big.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll redraw this tighter on that, and I'll when I'm happy with it, and then I scan that in the computer, and then I take that into Photoshop. I scan it at real high resolution, and I blow it up to 11 by 17 on a document in Photoshop, and then I'll letter it. You can see this is lettered. That's backwards, but
Right.
lettered. And I'll letter it. I don't know if you can see that through there, but
Yeah.
I'll letter the whole thing, and then in Photoshop I flip it, and then I print it on my board. So this is actually printed from the computer, this back bit, and this is just my thumbnail blown up real big. And the reason why I do that is because, one, now my lettering is basically done. I don't draw balloons, but it helps me leaving room for the wording, because some of these panels the writer gets pretty wordy. See, like here. So I know when I'm drawing this panel looks blank until you realize I got to fit all this wording in it. And I'm not super nailed down to where the lettering is, but it helps me know how much room it's going to take, more or less. And I print that out, and then I take it to the light box and work on it on the then draw on the front of it. And I was just printing out paper and then taping it, and I just got tired of it. Was harder to see because I was looking for two pieces of paper, and I got tired of it moving and stuff, and so I just print it right on the back. It's a trick I learned from Robert Atkins, who's drawing a Snake Eye book for IDW. He taught at the Comics Experience, and I took 2 classes with him, and he showed us that. He doesn't do that, but somebody that he worked with, or somebody in his studio or something, did that. He was showing us that, and I thought it was a pretty good idea, since I have an 11 by 17 printer, that will print on Bristol board.
I need one of those. Yeah.
So basically, you're a genius, is what you're saying.
Basically, I copied.
I tell you what, someone always has to come up with the ideas, right?
My thing is, I don't really want to work digitally, because I don't feel I get the look that I like out of digital, and I mean, and there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't feel like I get the look that I want out of it. I know it's a time saver for a lot of people, and I've done a lot of digital comics, but I'm not happy with it. And I'm doing this, and I don't really have a schedule. It'll get published when I get it done, and I just want it to look good, and I want to be happy with it. So I'm more worried about results than I am. I mean, this is like my big break, kind of, or whatever. So I want it to be. It's kind of like I was listening to I was watching a documentary about Def Leppard, where they're making Hysteria. They're talking, it took us like 4 years or whatever to make it, and millions of pounds and all this stuff. But when it came out, it's like, oh, okay, but everybody loved it because it was considered like a masterpiece or whatever. So not that this will be Hysteria, but
Have you ever seen that?
But I want it to be as good as I can make it.
Have you ever seen that documentary on Metallica? All the fights that went on while they were making their album. Oh my God!
You're talking about some.
So we got stuff in the chat. Someone says that Scott's artwork is gorgeous, and that Ellis's artwork, his shading is amazing.
Oh, well, thanks, guys. Rendering is something that I'm around those guys on drawn and quartered, and there isn't anybody that I've been around on drawn and quartered, unless it's maybe the occasional fan edition that doesn't render better than I do, and it drives me a little bit crazy to think about. And rendering is one of those things that you can take a fairly bad design and maybe save it a little bit by at least that surface rendering looking just gorgeous or something. For instance, there's a lot of drawings by now he's just absolutely no slouch. Of course, the guy that does Power Girl so well, what's his name?
Adam.
Yeah, Adam Hughes.
Adam Hughes.
Adam Hughes, of course, is never going to do a slouch piece of artwork, but fairly often the things are not like, it's not Frazetta. He's not trying to knock your eyes out with each one of his compositions. He's just so good, your eye is drawn to it. His appeal level is so high on how he does his girl art that you love it.
Yeah.
It's just
Got the girl form.
So in other words, so that attempt, I was showing off my sticky bones. I got a new edition, and I was going to tell anybody that might be interested in having a really nice posable figure. This has helped me on several of the poses for my recent attempts at a comic book. I'm drawing to. I'm about where Scott's going at right now, where I'm going to be ready to be inking, and you can see how nicely this holds the pose. And
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really well built. And
You know what I thought it was? I actually thought it was for like stop-go animation.
it is, to the extent that you can buy this piece that's back here. This is called the fly rig, and as flimsy as that may look at that. That is holding itself up while I've got it perpendicular. It's got real strong magnets in his feet and in this rig, and it will hold up to that. And right now, you could only get them through the Indiegogo. So anybody that wanted to type in stickybones.com, they don't cost that much. For about $120, you could have a really nice posable figure if you think that's something you need in your life. They're out there now, just being sold retail. It bugged me that they could actually go into the manufacture of something like a product like that, because I wanted the fly rig a long time ago, but it's taken them forever to say, okay, we're throwing the doors open, come along and buy our product.
Have you seen that feature in Clip Studio? It's pretty crazy. The whole posing thing.
Oh yeah, that posable figure. Even the old versions, which is what I've got, they've got that. I've explored that. That is good.
See, I'm like Scott. I have to draw on paper first. I got the feeling on, and I'm like, I like it, but I have to do it on pencil first and scan it in, or it's worthless.
Yeah. No,
I guess it's because there's so many options. Like you can zoom in and put a whole entire universe inside of an eyeball. That it's too overwhelming.
You might like some.
That's one of the problems.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that's one of the problems with digital is, and that's the problem that I dealt with, was knowing how big to draw stuff. And I could never resolve in my mind whether I liked it better if I drew big, like 11 by 17 at a lower resolution, or printed size at a high resolution, when line widths drove me crazy, because I would zoom in and do what to me looked like really varied lines, and then when I got done and I saw the actual size, it all bled together, because it wasn't what it appeared to be, because I was zoomed in too much. That was one of the with digital, but I mean, a lot of people use it. It looks really good.
Look
I
at
just
you guys.
wasn't good at it.
Look at these poses. How quick Ellis is doing his, and Scott, your pose, the shoulder shrug over there. That is so.
Oh,
Oh my god, I love it. I love the shoulder shrug.
I was very happy with that panel. I put that. I don't put a lot of stuff on Instagram nowadays, but I put that panel on Instagram because I thought it looked good. I was happy with that gesture I caught.
Yeah,
Part
and
of it was
Ellis is not afraid to use anything. Like I've seen him use ballpoint pens.
Oh, well,
oh yeah.
if you're acquainted with this Matthew Weldon, he's the guru that started me using ballpoint pens. I looked at his artwork and I said, and we always ask that question, what kind of pen are you using there?
Yeah,
And then everybody gets tired of those kind of questions, but he's using these G2 office supply pencils that come in 4 different line weights, and he's just using. And I knew this from another guy that worked at Heavy Iron with us, that he used just your regular office supply 2-cent ballpoints to just do some great work, because you can fade in, you can fade a like, this is the ballpoint, this is the G2, and of course it's like anything else. It's
Ballpoint's
like,
pretty forgiving. I mean,
they are very forgiving, and they respond to pressure.
Yeah.
And you can really feather those, and actually those G2s you kind of lay down a line when you touch the paper, but your regular office supply pencil or pen is really
The
good.
cheap ballpoint, if you practice with, look pretty good.
Yes, they are.
I just
They
don't know
can be
how
very good.
Ellis can just start drawing in the ink without penciling first. There's no way. I couldn't even. I'd be so trepidatious about that.
No, you got to be. Well, that come. I promised myself I was going to memorize that guy's name. Kim Jong.
Yeah, the Asian guy.
Yeah, the guy that can just draw seemingly off the top of his head, and can draw something like a motorcycle at an oblique angle and get it all right. But the deal is, my definition of drawing is measuring. The moment you have this and you call that's one eye, your brain is automatically doing all of the caliper movement that says the other eye would be there.
Right.
In terms of like just by movement, you don't have to refer to your Loomis to know the space of another eye would shove that one over. The space of another eye be how big your fat head was. Not your fat head necessarily, my fat head. Let's go with that. And so there we've got our proportion, and we're measuring, and we measure, and we know when something's wrong. For instance, if I give a guy a brow that low, you're saying, well, now it's a cartoon, and then that's fine. Yeah. But you got to know that, okay, now that you've gone cartoony, what else is not going to obey the rules of measurement about this character design, perhaps? So that sort of thing goes on when you are drawing automatically. The moment you put down any mark that anybody can say, okay, this is a foot, then I can't connect it to this being a figure unless I am being cartoony.
Right.
In some way, this foot needed to go up to there and have a knee on it to be the foot you're talking about. And so that's what's happening when you're drawing with a pen just out of your head, is that the moment you make a mark, you are, you as an artist, you do have calipers for eyes. You automatically plug into that thing that's made you an artist. You need to trust it more. If you can't draw with a pen, you should probably try it more often.
Now Scott's over there, and he has an eraser in his hand, which I think I erase just as much as I draw. I really do. Seriously, I think it's
I do too. Scott and I have talked about it before that we hate to erase.
But I don't think I've seen Ellis erase ever. I don't. Do you even have an eraser?
Yeah, I erase. I erase a lot, and it really. I'd rather just draw, but it.
Now,
This,
since you
by
guys-
the way, this the cheapest paper mate. You know who draws with these things? Guy, it's just amazing. I right click save this guy's art more than anybody. It's the Papermate Sharpwriter #2, as cheap a pencil as you can get anywhere. This should be bright yellow, by the way. I've got my color kind of jacked up. His name is Caldwell, Ben Caldwell. And that guy's artwork, you talk about your best penciler on earth. That's him. And he uses this to draw with.
They're good
And I-
pencils.
Yeah, they're pretty decent.
The only thing I don't have to refill them.
Well, no, these aren't refillable. These are instantly tossable, but they have a great eraser on them as well. This is my go-to eraser when I'm drawing.
Those are good pencils.
Yeah.
If you guys had to pick out a weak point, what would you say it would be for yourselves?
I am weak on so many.
Oh, Ellis, come on.
No,
Everything.
Yeah, exactly. You can always be learning. These guys, when you draw around these guys, the drawn and quartered guys that typically show up there, I don't want to pump too many of them's ego up too big because after all, I might have to be on there in a few minutes, and I don't want just to get back to them. But I really am blown away by those guys.
Well, I mean, Scott obviously doesn't have a problem with buildings. I saw your buildings in the small Dust Bowl comic book I think you did. It was like a 4-pager.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So you have no issue with building or perspective. I know Doug hates your hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything wrong with your hands? So I'm trying to figure out
It's because I wash them.
I'm just trying to figure out a weakness that you guys have, and I can't.
I want to show you something really cool. Go ahead.
Oh, forearms. I have trouble with forearms. Anatomy has always been my thing, but that's not uncommon. So
I want to show you something about why you want to get your iPad working like this thing. Like I say, once I burn this one up or drop it or break it, I will be getting an iPad Pro because this is too much fun. Now you guys were, oh gosh, I gotta get it to recognize it again. There we
That's
go.
kind of Conan the Barbarian right there, like almost like the thief from Conan.
Yes, how about that? Yeah, a little Sandal Bergman or whatever.
He was a surfer, right?
Yes, he was. Yeah. What was that guy's name? He was pretty good considering. Can't think of anything else he's been in.
Yeah, I think that was it. Old Milius was obsessed with surfing because he did I think it's called the Big Wednesday.
Yeah, wasn't that a good documentary? I assume you've seen that on Milius. It's sad, very sad.
Oh my God! At the end, I freaked out.
Yeah,
and I really do believe he got blackballed by in cinema. I really do.
Yeah. You can't. You can't be a guy that's like Milius and have obviously strong beliefs about stuff. And, his cognitive dissonance for being around people that he didn't agree with, I'm sure must have been just through the roof, in terms of like how he saw the world.
Yeah. What I find so ironic is like their big complaint was like in 1985, there was like, there's no way America could possibly be invaded. and then 9/11 happened. So
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Oh,
Milius
is that
is
why?
well. He's Red Dawn, you know.
Is that why he got blackballed?
I think that might have been. I'm not sure, Ellis. Do you know why? Besides, like being impossible to work with, I guess.
He seemed like a really, one of these gruff guys that is. It seemed like he was in a crowd where everybody just deferred to him because he had what is the number one talent a guy could ever hope to have, which is the writing talent that puts it all in motion. He could, these people, they talk about how scripts are just like, to write a good script is considered, so rare. But Milius would just like that was something he just didn't think twice about. That was his.
Well, he wrote that whole
He,
scene from Jaws. A lot of people don't know that,
yeah,
and I think it almost makes the movie.
yes, the Quint, or
Yeah,
I guess that's his name.
and he did it like in a day or something. I mean, and the reason why he wrote Apocalypse Now is because his teacher said no one could ever adapt Heart of Darkness into a film. He said
Oh,
that what's his face tried,
Orson Welles.
Orson Welles tried.
Uh-huh.
What do you think of Apocalypse Now?
Oh, I love it. And you know what? I just listened recently to the audio book. It was only like a
Oh,
4 hour listen of Heart of Darkness, and that is a very interesting listen. You got it, didn't you, recently, Scott? Did you ever listen to it?
I I got the audio book. I checked it out of the library, and it never stuck to me, so I never finished it.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
get very far in. It was one of those deals where work is kind of crazy, and sometimes I can listen to audiobooks, and sometimes I can't. And I had it for like 2 weeks, and I didn't get into it enough in that time. So
I even like the documentary his wife made about the film. I don't know if you've seen that.
Apocalypse Now?
Yeah, I think the documentary is called Heart of Darkness. I'm not 100% sure, but she secretly recorded Coppola, and he was like threatening to blow his brains out.
Yes, yeah.
Jesus.
No, that's a great movie. Yeah, I love that movie. As a matter of fact, in a lot of ways, it's probably easier to watch than the movie.
It is. I always wondered why Harvey Keitel was fired. He's been fired from a lot of stuff, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's a good. It's fun to kind of imagine how that film would be different if Keitel was in it. Yeah, as the Sheen part.
who had the heart attack during that? Oh, that's Martin Sheen, wasn't it?
Yes.
That was yeah.
Actually, Harrison Ford was even in that movie. I mean, he ended up on the cutting room floor, just like in
No,
E.T.
he's at the very first.
Oh, is
He's the guy that says with extreme prejudice.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that movie bears watching again. Oh, Barry, of course, the guy that's in Classic Cinema podcast with it. He's crazy about Apocalypse Now, and I think he got some sort of super 4K version of it that he's pretty crazy about.
Yeah.
Didn't he just see it at the theater, or did he see something? What
Yeah,
did he see
yeah.
at the theater?
I guess he made a point of going out to see it. Yeah, here we go. So now check this out. This is I want to manipulate it further. Let's see, I got to be able to. I hate perspective. We all hate perspective.
Yes.
And reset horizon angle. Check this out. I mean, I can grab these horizon handles,
Oh, my God.
yank them all around, and It makes
I
it so
desperately
easy.
need this.
And now, the magic though now is when I get close to it again. Got a little pen going. All you have to do is just stroke along, and it's smart enough to know exactly what you want to be up to. Look at that. Isn't that
Oh
beautiful?
my God, is it straightening your lines for you?
Yeah. It's snapping too.
Because I was like,
Guys.
if you're doing that freehand,
Yeah.
I quit.
It's snapping too for you. And look at that. Isn't that something?
That is
You
incredible.
and this is called Art Studio Pro. And like I say, this Borodante guy. And of course, all I have to do to go back to freehand is just go back in and just turn it off again. But there might be quite a bit of information I want to lay out that says,
Wow.
give me at least a kind of a rigid bit of. And see, right now if I turn off show helpers,
Oh, wow.
now it just gives me back my pen. So now I've got
The chat wants to know what app is that.
this is called Art Studio Pro, and I am cognizant of it, and it's only like about $20.
Do you think it's better than Clip?
I know. Well, see, now if you want to do web comics or something like that, and you're wanting to do comics in general, there's no questioning that the built-in tools of Clip Studio might be something you want. But this little brush here and the brushes it has, I'm ready to do my web comic with this program. Matter of fact, I'm anxious to get at my own little web comic.
Hey, Ellis,
Yeah.
does it have anything that you can do panels with? You know what I'm saying?
This program doesn't, and that's where something like Clip Studio Paint would.
Clip Studio, really easy to break a page up into panels.
Yeah. Oh, it's got so many tools. Creating your balloons and all that stuff. But I don't mind going like old school to say, okay, I'm going to do all of it myself.
I hate the prefab panels though in Clip.
Well,
you can do your own, or at least
you can.
You could. Yeah, you did you lay it out, and you had what the tool called a panel cutter.
Really?
Put a box, cut the gutter for the panels.
Okay. I mean, I'm so new at this; it's not even funny at the whole digital aspect of it. So, are you going to Indiegogo your book, Ellis, or?
My book, my comic book. I really would be dumb, I guess, not to try to do an Indiegogo of it, being surrounded by all these people that are really good at Indiegogos. So, I'll probably get a signal boost from some people when I try to do it. Pardon me.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
So in the chat, they say that they didn't know that the Apple Pencil worked on the regular iPad.
No, I didn't either.
I have a fairly recent iPad, but it is just an iPad.
It's been great knowing you, Ellis.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I think. Should we call 911 over there?
Oh, what? My coughing? Sorry.
No, you're you're choking to death on your coffee.
Yeah.
I know you're worried about drawn and quartered. Who are you going up against? Is Brian Shear going to be there?
He usually is. He's got a great project. What's it called? Gunship Thunder Punch.
Yeah, I have not backed that yet.
That's half the battle right there. If you get a good title, people say, "Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll see that."
I backed Doom Kicker though.
Yeah, Doom Kicker. That's Doug and Elliot Fernandez. That Elliot, whew, man. Okay, what we're talking about, in terms of rendering, that is a guy that can pull a line. I looked at that and oh my gosh. He's like a pinstriper or something in terms of like how well he pulls an inked line.
Look at how
Fine.
simple that application is too. Like you have all your tones on one side.
Yeah, well, what I did was I went down a layer, and I'm drawing underneath my lines now.
Does it have a blur technique? Can you blur with that? Or
Sure. Here we go. Blur, Gaussian blur. We all know that. Look at that. Just,
wow.
you can't see anything. Oh, here we go. Now you'll be able to see it. Wonder why that didn't just.
Oh,
go
there it
there.
is.
There it
There it
goes.
is. That's nice.
Yeah.
Almost looks like a sunset sort of happening
Yeah.
there.
Processing. That's the first time I've ever seen it slow down to do anything. It's quick too. And the deal is I think it's got like 32 gig on it, which of course nowadays you think, wow, that's kind of small. You should have got a big one. So yeah, the iPad Pro, man, yeah, like I say, if I drop this, break it, whatever, I'm gonna go ahead and automatically say, yeah, I've sampled it. I want one.
Scott, have you done this whole page since we've been on here? Surely you can't work that fast.
I had that drawn, and I had that girl drawn, or part of that girl.
See, what you've done right now, Scott, is like 5 days work for me. 5 12-hour days.
But this is pretty loose. I'm gonna ink it myself, so you know.
Yeah, you're better off. The more you finish that before you ink it, you're just that much better off to go ahead and think it through and get all those inks on it.
Well, heck, Ella just uses gigantic black markers and just somehow puts white out on top of it, and it all comes out okay. I don't understand this like voodoo that you guys do. It's all magic to me.
Yeah, the permanent markers like Marks a Lot and Sharpies. This is the best kind of blacks you can lay down if you expect your white to float on top of it. It's very nice to work with the typical white that you can buy. This is the Uniball white pens, and these are really nice.
See, but I failed at that, Ellis. What I did is I had a marker and I got the white Faber-Castell marker, and it just picked up.
Yeah, well, yeah, you got to watch it. Some of them will dissolve in water.
Yeah.
You don't want those.
What's the one? That one is real good too, Ellis. This one, the jelly roll.
Yeah, the jelly rolls are pretty good.
That's good. That's
I'm all about those Uniballs though now that I've experienced them.
I'm asking the room if they have any questions real quick. Guys, if you have any questions for Scott or Ellis, go ahead and ask them, please. Oh, someone said that you guys sold your souls at the Crossroads. Which is a great movie, by the way.
Crossroads?
I liked it. With Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, Ralph Macchio. What are you up to anymore? What are you trying to get a film off the ground or anything like that? You're working for Linnea Quigley, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I've been doing a bunch of commissions. I have an Indiegogo that I'm going to be starting myself very soon called the Cadaver Dogs. I do still have a film I'm getting off the ground. I wish I would have never used green screen.
All that processing.
Hours and hours and hours to render. This movie should have been done forever ago, but I mean, like a 20-minute CGI scene literally takes 2 days to render.
Yeah. So it's a cautionary tale. You're telling other indie filmmakers right now. You're saying don't get too in love with that green screen stuff. Yeah.
No, I would never. In fact, I don't want to ever use it again. If you can find a place like a real background of something, even if you have to use the old-fashioned way, like if you have to do a matte or anything.
Yeah. I love old school effects, man.
Have you seen the movie The Disaster Artist about the making of The Room?
Oh yes.
I haven't seen it.
That was
Is it good?
did. he used green screen for a lot of stuff that he probably should have just shot on location.
Oh my God, he wasted so much money for that movie was crap.
I've never seen the actual movie, but I've read the book about it, and I've seen The Disaster Artist.
I mean, the actual
I kinda
movie
feel
was
bad.
crap.
Yeah.
The Disaster Artist was great, I thought.
Oh yeah.
I still haven't watched The Room all the way through, even though I've got the Riff Tracks version of it, which I ordinarily love. Those guys keeping me company while we watch a bad movie. But I still haven't watched all that. I need to do it.
I
don't think it's that kind of bad.
What's that?
It's not that kind of bad, though.
Yeah, I know. That's the deal.
That
kind
works
of-
best with genre movies.
Yeah.
I just watched the riff track version of Silent Rage with Chuck Norris.
Oh my goodness, that'd be good. that is the one with the mutant, right? That he just can't kill, and he has to throw him in a hole at the end. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert.
It's okay. Wait, I think it's 40 years ago. So
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's like Phantasm that way. You remember that? How Phantasm ended when they got Angus Scrimm and they got him in a hole, and then they tossed a boulder on top of him. I think that's exactly how Silent Scream ends, right?
Yep, I'm a huge fan of Reggie Bannister in all those movies. I even like the newest one.
I tell you what, it's hard to beat how creative and fun Phantasm was.
Yeah.
It just like the pacing and everything on that. You just as a feature film debut, if that was his debut, man,
it was. He got a
enormous.
lot of flack for copying Star Wars because those things look like Jawas and stuff. But the thing is, the truth is that
Lucas was copying
way before. It was in production way before Star Wars, and it just took years because he financed it himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, God, I love that particular movie. Things like just think how much mileage they got out of just the blood turning into like bugs, and just how creative that all those little pathways were of their discovery. That's why we dig it so much. We are on a learning discovery with these characters, like what is going on, and that give me more and give me more information kind of thing really just pulls you right through any kind of narrative, and they did it so well in that.
And for me, I don't know how you guys feel, but even like bad practical effects, at least I know in my mind, somehow my mind knows there's actually something in front of the camera.
Sure.
And even with like some of the best special effects, my mind just subconsciously knows that it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I mean, someday that'll change probably. But like, I think it's called Anita. There was so many scenes in Anita that were really good, but then like a lot of it too was like seemed really rushed, so I got completely thrown out of it.
Yeah, and you got to watch that. I mean, if you have somebody giving up on your stuff, I mean, you failed.
Yeah. Well, I remember Doug going off about the whole Sonic thing. He went ballistic. The Hedgehog.
Oh yeah.
The CGI.
I haven't seen it.
I don't think he saw it either. He just saw the trailer and he's like, "What? Is that the best you guys can do? Really?"
Because of the model for the Hedgehog. The pictures I saw were terrible looking.
I can't believe he's doing Bigfoot Bill 2 already.
Yeah. In terms of like he's got that 90 or 100-page Earthworm Jim ready to, I think, ship by December. For like you say, you can't keep up with Doug, and his output is something else. Doug has quit inviting me because I've basically found my own little rhythms on how important it is for me not to start my day on the internet. It's much healthier.
Yeah. Oh, so they
Just
gave up
stay
on
off on it,
the
not stay off of it for as big a stretch as you can stand. Not
Yeah.
be on it.
He's not mad though, is he?
No, he's not mad at me. I think I'd have to do quite a bit to get him mad at me. I'd have to.
That new guy's been on there. The guy does the calling for DC. I can't remember his name, but he's kind of a big guy.
Oh yes, yeah, he's great. What's his name?
I can't think of his name.
I always get notices when his videos arrive. I know who you're talking about.
So, what is the topic tonight on Drawn and Quartered?
Well, let me take a quick look, see if they're, they may be, giving it a rest here. Let's see. Here's a message on Twitter for me. Let me take a quick gander at it. Says, oh, Alejandro Maribal may be on tonight. I'm going to keep a seat open for him. Oh, here we go. Well, it looks like there's only one slot open, and if they're keeping it open for him,
Oh
take
man!
care of it. So no, that's fine. That means I don't have to work tonight.
Yeah, but it's a pleasure to. It's a joy to.
Here's the roster: Mike Miller, John Malin, Fan, whoever that is, Gary Shipman, Matt Cosson, Matt Weldon, Elliot Fernandez, Kelsey Shannon is who you were talking about, right?
Yes. Yeah.
He's going to be on Drawn and Quartered tonight. Edwin, our gracious host, and number 9, and Alejandro Maribal is going to try to make it keep a seat open. So there we go. It's going to be a good show tonight. Maribal is this guy, this fantastic artist that I don't know if you've ever seen it, The Deep Sea Diver by Jeff, what's his name? Jeff Lemire? Yeah, Underwater Diver. Is that what it's called? What is it called?
Underwater welder.
Underwater welder. Well, I think that's what I don't know if he welds, but he is an underwater worker.
The name of it.
And yeah, and his artwork is fantastic. He's got some sort of a Lovecraftian thing.
Got a lot of messages in the chat room here, guys. Someone just followed Scott on YouTube. Will watch the videos.
Oops.
And that fucker says, "You guys remember the bear?
The bear.
An amputated.
The
yeah, it's a amputated monster bear film. I've never heard of it.
The amputee what?
It's the amputee bear.
Oh, are you talking about Prophecy that has the mutant bear that kills the kid in his sleeping bag? Have you ever seen that?
I have not. This is new to me.
Oh well, it's streaming on Amazon Prime. If you take that, it's a lot of fun.
That sounds fun, Al.
Is that what you're talking about? That fucker? Is that what you're talking about? Is that the movie's name? Sorry, guys.
No.
Matt Falker.
That Falker and huge ass has to get together.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a combination. Oh, look at that! Look at that! I love that cross hatch.
Yeah, it's called a rake. Get some quick lazy action going on with some texture. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, rakes. Again, I'm ready to do my webcomic the moment I get rid of the task of the thing I set myself as a task. I wrote scripts. I wrote 3 10-page scripts, and I was going to call it Nightland. I'm still thinking about that. As a writer or as a reader of horror fiction, do you read much horror fiction?
Oh yeah.
Well, have you ever read much in the way of the old guy William Hope Hodgson?
I have not.
Well, we're talking about a guy that allegedly influenced. This is how old he is. He allegedly influenced H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh my God! Yeah, so he's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
around for a
So
while.
he's been around. One of my favorites that he wrote is called "A Voice in the Night," where this crew here's a voice. The guy insists though that they don't throw a light on him. He's in a dinghy, and he just wants a little food. He explains that his beloved wife and he need it, but they can't join him. They aren't in need of rescue because they are beyond rescue. And basically, they've had this mishap of landing on an island with a fungus that completely takes over their systems, and they're just barely hanging on to life. And he's just looking after this wife during their last moments, and of course the story ends with him accidentally getting illuminated as these guys see him drift off, and he was just looked like SpongeBob or whatever. And it's pretty good, and it inspired the Japanese movie Attack of the Mushroom People, if you've ever seen that.
Oh my God, it's a weird one.
Yeah.
I have a comment from the room. Ellis just cranks one creepy drawing out after another. That's so weird because his name is Creepy Ellis, guys.
Yeah, that's right. Weird Ellis.
A friend of mine, yeah, Weird Ellis.
On
A friend of
Tumblr.
mine died. You guys will be surprised that I know who this guy was. I didn't know that he had died, so that shows you how close of friends we were. But Jack Ketchum died.
Oh, really?
And I got a book here.
Was he related to Hank?
Hank Ketchum? I don't know. Jack Ketchum is a big time writer. Him and Stephen King did a lot of stuff together.
Oh.
He wrote The Woman.
I've seen that movie. Man, that's hard to take. That movie is hard to take.
Oh yeah, it's brutal. But if you see, I'm holding up the book I'm in here. I'm mentioned in the same breath here as Jack Ketchum. So Jack Ketchum, somebody, and James B. Carter. So this is a Beware of the Dark magazine.
Very cool. Yeah, that sounds like F. Paul Wilson kind of stuff or something like that. F. Paul Wilson, he's not above doing stuff like writing for comics and stuff. He's such a good writer. I wish that I don't know if they'll ever make Repairman Jack, but I don't know what it takes to greenlight something that's just made for movies.
Yeah. Scott holds the pencil the old-fashioned way, like they teach you in art school.
The tripod style, or like this. I was holding it like this.
Yeah, I could never do the loose John Basuma sort of.
Well, that's something Scott may be teaching you there, is that if you really want to loosen up a little bit, go out to the end of it like that and do that. Waggle it around a little bit, and it'll be more like a brush. A guy should try.
Hey guys,
yeah.
I need to split.
Okay. Well, I think we all do need to split. It's we've been on 1 hour and 45 minutes at it.
Well, I appreciate it, guys.
My page, so
well, thank you. I think you're the guy who knows how to do this network, and thanks for all the plugs tonight. And I'll get your stuff from our old former post and add that to our data. Scott, you were trying to bail out on us. Let's say goodbye to you.
Well, I just want to say thanks to everybody that listened and commented, and thanks for all the kind comments. I'm on Instagram if anybody wants to check out some more of my work. I post sketches and stuff on there. I try and do 1 or 2 a day. But anyway, thanks for watching, and thanks you guys for being on. And we'll be doing it again next Wednesday. So
Sure.
When does Heaven's Rejects come out?
Well, I'm working on issue 3. This is page 7 of issue 3, and I got to do issue 4 before the publisher will put it out.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be 2020 probably.
Okay, because I want to let everybody know when that comes out.
Oh, sure. I appreciate that. I will let everybody know.
Okay.
For sure. Okay, well, thank you guys for having me on.
Thank you so much too. Thank you guys.
See you, man.
I'll see
Take
you
it
guys
easy.
later.
I'll end our broadcast now. Thanks. We'll do it again next week. How about that? Same
Oh,
lineup.
I'm down. I'm down.
Okay, we'll see you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. End broadcast.